My name is Soriah. I play for South Adelaide Football Club, and you're listening to Smash FM.
Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Wednesday. Of course, let's head across to our friends over in South Australia in particular, of course, be with the reigning champions, the two-time reigning champions, of course, in the SANFLW Women's. Of course, that is South Adelaide. Of course, they won their premiership about a month ago now. And of course, they beat Woodville West Torrens in the grand final at Glenelg. And of course, we got our favourite player, of course, joins right now to tell us all about it. Thanks so much for joining us, and obviously, congratulations on an amazing season for the Panthers.
Yeah, thanks, Will. Glad to be here.
No worries. Well, tell us a bit about the season. Obviously, you had to defend the premiership that you achieved last season in a close battle of last year's grand final. But how was it like, and especially, you were floating around the top three for most of the year.
Yeah, it was a tough season. We really thought our the toughest team was going to be Norwood, but then it just ended up being Eagles the whole time, and every time we came against them, you just didn't know what was going to happen. So it was really tough, and I felt like we had a lot of close games. Like against Centrals, we won by 1 point. Like it was a very close competition, I think, throughout all the levels.
As you mentioned, you were probably expecting Norwood to be there, who were your opponents last year, which you only just got over the line the year before. But end up being the Eagles, which they technically swapped positions from the year before. Were you surprised the rise of the Eagles this year?
So we played them in a trial match before the actual season started, and we pretty much got spanked by them in that trial match. Um, we had a lot of players out that game, so I was kind of putting it towards that. Like we had a lot of inexperienced players just coming into play. So I was kind of like, no, that's probably why we lost. But then throughout the season, they were just like their offensive play was so elite. It was kind of scary because they had those three tolls in the forward line just kicking goals, like Claudia O'Neill just kicking six in one game. So it was pretty scary. Like as the weeks go on, you just realize how much of a force they were to play against. And I don't think we played them in round 9, I'm pretty sure. So it was a long time coming to try and see, are we up to standard? Are we up to standard? It was hard to see. But yeah, so it was a bit of a surprise to see them go from, yeah, I guess like fifth or sixth or whatever they were to suddenly being like top of the ladder. Um, so it was a pretty big rise, but yeah, it was pretty intense competition, that's for sure.
Now, the situation about the grand final is that you played the Eagles in the last round of the year, you played them in the second semi, and then you played them in the final. So you played them three of the last four of your games of the season. Did it get to a point where you kind of got sick of seeing them pretty much the whole of the month of July and August?
I think like yes, we were pretty sick of seeing them. They look, it was really tough because in the last final round, it was so hard because we would just wanted to keep playing and winning. But there was a lot of us that were sick that day. Not saying that that's the reason why we lost, but it was just so hard because we were like, we felt good and we were like, I think we can do this. And then lost that one. And then in the semi, I didn't play that one. And that was tough because everyone looked like our team looked so strong, but then their team, like their efficiency in the forward line was so good. So we were a bit sick of them beating us. And then in the grand final, I think everyone was just so pumped and ready. That obviously the results showed quite well. And I think a lot of it, like, and people will say this is probably right, is because of the finals experience we all have.
Mm.
Sometimes that just gets you over the line. I think we stuck to like our matchups really well, and went from there. But I think a lot of the experience of finals really helped with that, or the grand final helped with that.
I noticed in the three meetings that the team that lost kicked very inaccurately. Yourself did that in the last round and obviously the second semi. And obviously the Eagles end up doing that in the grand final. What what was the message going into the game, knowing that you kind of need your team kind of needed to kick a bit accurately because obviously the two that the team lost were all winnable games.
Throughout the whole year, we've been sort of, I guess, trained, or we've been spoken about a lot to make sure we're kicking within our range. Because obviously at training, we all want to just kick huge kicks, try and kick goals all over. But our messaging, I guess, was, like, make sure if you're going to kick on goal, it's within your distance, it's within your accuracy. So we did like a lot of work on just like small bridging kicks, which really helped a lot. And I think, yeah, like when it's hard because like it gets drained into you every training, and then I think finally when it counted, we did it finally.
To four behinds for the whole first half, which I think proved to be the difference at the end. Obviously, you
Mm.
kicked 4 goals too in the first half. Did you feel a little bit comfortable knowing that you've been there? This is the third grand final in a row that the team has been involved in, uh, and knowing that you've lost a close one and you've won a close one the previous 2 years.
It's hard not to feel like, as in, it's hard because again, like we know that Claudia O'Neill and Zarella and like those girls can kick quite a few goals really quickly. So I would say we weren't super like comfortable. I wouldn't say we were like, oh, we've got this. I'd say I felt a little bit confident, but then I was still a bit like, but we have to switch on because you know, our third quarters this whole season have not been our best quarters. So coming into the third quarter, we were all just like, I guess we just were all pretty like switched on. We have to keep this up. But yeah, I'd probably say we weren't super confident, like we weren't super comfortable being up 4 goals. Um, but only because we knew that they have some players that can really just like boot balls in and get things moving really quickly. So yeah, I'd probably say, especially because from the second semi, well, when like we were up for a minute and a half, and then all of a sudden they kicked that ball into Claudia O'Neill. She kicked a goal, and we went down that game. So it was just a little bit of, I would probably say in my heart, I was like, let's hope that doesn't happen.
When the siren sounded, was it a relief or a celebration knowing that the team accomplished back to back, which I believe this is the second time the team has done it.
Yeah, look, it was definitely a relief. I think it's been a really hard season. We've had quite a few injuries for some really key players. Um, and you feel like, I don't know, for me I felt so much joy winning, but then you always feel kind of bad for the players that miss out. So for me, it was such a celebration. It was so good to show, yep, we're still we still, I don't want to say the best because I think we all the teams have shown their best, but it was good to just show that, I think just showcase a good grand final, whereas other games in our grand final, especially last year, it was just a lot of stoppages, a lot of like points, and a very low scoring. So it was really nice, I think, for me to finish the game and it being actually a good game, where there was a lot of good ball movement and everything. So I think for me, it was nice to know that we actually played a great grand final, um, rather than just trying to hold on the whole game. It was actually the ball moving well and going from there.
How long did you wear your medal around your neck for? Did you sleep with it? And the second part, did you bite on your medal? And if so, was it pure gold on the day this year?
definitely not pure gold. Um, but it's look, it's pretty funny. The girls partied really, really like they had late nights. I'm pretty sure I had Snapchats at like 6 a.m. in the morning. I forgot to take the day off the next day, so I actually went home because I had to work the
Oh
next
no.
yeah, but a little tradition I've started is that when we win a grand final, I'll go to my sister's house and take pictures with my nephews and nieces while they're sleeping. So I had it on then. I took it off and put it somewhere safe that night. But yeah, but I did because I'm a physio, so I work in the hospital. I did bring it in for some of the patients wanted to see, so I showed it to them. But yeah, I forgot to take off Mad Monday, but I know the girls had a really good big day.
Now, of course, on top of that as well, you would have had a chance to at least hold the cup
Mm.
once your captain had a chance to hoist it up. But I have to ask you, did you get a chance to kiss on the cup, which is a pretty big cup, to be fair?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It was pretty good because what happens is they take a photo and then it goes onto a bus. Um and it's just like a big team photo. So around Adelaide there's just a bus going around with our picture and it's quite cute because me and one of the other teammates is holding up the cup with all the other players. It's pretty cute. But yes, got to have got to get photos of kissing the cup and things. It was great. It was just a good time.
Mm. Okay, so you mentioned about that, which obviously is a real tradition in the sample side of things. So, how long was that pitch of the team on the buses lasted?
Yeah, so the last like last year's was on for the whole year. So yeah, this one will probably be another whole year. So throughout the year, you just get random like friends just send you pictures of the bus that they're driving past. It's good. It's good fun. And sometimes I'd be driving to training and then you'd see the bus pop up and you'd go, yeah, like you remember why you're going to training when it's raining and all that. So it's good.
Okay. Well, when I come over in the next couple of weeks, I'll look out for the buses
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
flag as well. Do you get a chance to wear it as a cape?
Last year, yes. This year, time just flew so fast. I think I just kind of forgot a little bit, like on how to celebrate. Like yeah, all my family was there, so I was taking pictures with all the family, and all the girls were taking the cape photos. Last year, yes, I definitely have one with the cape, but this year I probably forgot again.
What's a bit about your three-time Premiership coach Rick Watts, who obviously just signed on again for next year? Tell us how important has he been in regard to the team in regard to making the last three grand finals, winning two. Sorry, obviously, and the one I think at 2019, I think he was part of as well. Tell us how important has he been into the women's program there at South?
Oh yeah, he's really important to us. He it's hard to put into words how much he's like he says it every week how proud he is of us as a team. He always sort of goes on and he says, teams aren't you know it's rare for teams to make grand finals so often, and he always credits to the players because he just says, we work so hard. He does such a good job, like I guess with the tactical side of things, of course, because that's his job. But just the way he sees the game and the way he, I guess, gives feedback is really key to the success of the club. But I think, I guess, the thing that's really, what's the word? Like it's very, like I guess it contributes most to the team success is just how much he believes in all of us and how proud he is of all of us. Um, and just I guess, yeah, like that's probably what I find the most what I can't find the words to say, but he's just such a great coach because he's just like he's got a vision for us and he knows we can make it. And when we fall short, like say in the second semi, when we fall short, he expects so much from us because he knows we're better than that. And he'll sort of portray, look, this is where we went wrong, and yeah, go from there. So I'd probably say like he's such a good coach, of course, and it's just so nice to see that the amount of work he does is recognized in winning flags, because he has two kids and he's always out at training, on a Wednesday, on a Friday, of course, doing all the vision for us. And so it's a lot of work. And it's just so nice to get the reward for him that he deserves because he really believes in us and guides us. Well, not just him, but all the coaching staff. But obviously, he has the biggest role. So yeah.
I've actually lost count how many premiership you've won personally. So which of the premierships that you've been involved in and played in means a little bit more than the others?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna say definitely this year was probably the most special. I found last year was beautiful. Like it was great to win last year, especially coming off that loss against Centrals the year before.
Mhm.
Last year was good, but it was really hard because I had quite a few friends who just got dropped, from the team, and I can't help it, but I feel so terrible when they get dropped. So it was really hard to enjoy the win last year because you just have that empathy for, the other teammates who didn't get chosen. Um, but then this year, they like a lot of the friends who were dropped didn't come to play this season. So really, this season was great because I like didn't have to worry about um, people. I worried about my teammates, of course, but I guess it's more, just that closeness to, your friends, and you feel bad for them and things. Whereas this year it was like I can just do what I like. I can just be, do what I want, if that makes sense. And I think this season was my best season I've ever had, which is I don't know how that happened, but I had a great season, and just to end with the win was very special as well. So yeah, that was this year's probably the best one. I also had a grand final for basketball. And we lost to Erin Phillips. And if
Oh.
we won, that would have been even better, I reckon, if we won that one, because I've never won a NBL one grand final before, so that would have been good.
Where did the love of football start for you, and what does it mean now playing for South?
Yeah, so it was a strange one because I've always played basketball, and I've played basketball for quite a while at sort of like a high level. And what happened was I was just chatting to someone from Glenelg about time trials because we had to do like pre-season for basketball. And she was like, "Oh, those are pretty good for time trials. Like, have you ever thought of playing footy?" And I said, "No, I've never played. I've never thought of it. I don't even know how to play. I know nothing." And the Glenelg coach was kind of like, "Oh, you have potential if you just try play some local footy just to get some skills, you might actually be pretty good." So I did, and I think what I enjoy is just like the fact that you can, tackle someone, foul someone without getting cold fouls. I think that's where my enjoyment came from, and yeah, it just built from there, and I've just enjoyed playing since then.
Been there at South and obviously winning back to back. Now, obviously, one thing that no team has ever done is going for three-peat. So, is that motivation to create a bit of history in the sample?
Oh, definitely. I think it's hard because we were so close to a three-peat. We almost won 2 years ago. So it's yeah, it's definitely something where I'm pretty eager. Like I guess for next year's goals is definitely, getting a three-peat. That'd be pretty special, of course. We want to solidify our name in the SANFL, so would love to get that three-peat.
Considering that obviously you were involved in the loss, which I was actually there at Prospect 2 years ago. against Central, which I think is a fairly hard done by in the last
Mm.
seconds of that game. Is that still burning in regard to what if?
Look, 2 years on, not so much, not so much. I think it was quite funny. It's not funny. As in it's funny now, but at the time it was, very intense because Central's they're known to be very physical, like a very physical team. And I think what we were, I guess, a bit, and why we felt hard done by is because, of course, looking back at the free kick that they got, it's definitely a free kick. There's that pull of the jumper, it's a free kick. I think what we were a bit frustrated about is just behind the ball, all the stuff going on, like, just like the sneaky hits behind the ball that weren't getting called or picked up. And so at the end of that season, I was like, I'm coming back and I'm going to play dirty. I'm going to be a dirty player. I'm going to just. And then I came back and I didn't turn into a dirty player. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was so salty then. But now it's much like I don't think that burning anger is there anymore. It is what it is. You can't change it. So that's it really. So I would say no, not really there anymore. There's always a bit of heat though when playing the Centrals. And it feels like a little bit of especially the game where we won by 1 point, it felt like there was a little bit of tension there. But no, no, I would say there's no burning anger or anything like that.
We'll finish with some light-hearted questions about your teammates, which is who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team? I'm sure there would
Oh
have been
yeah, so
singers and dancers on
definitely
the after party.
the comedian would have to be Lily Baxter. So she's going into the draft year this year, I think. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure. So
Yeah.
I'm almost certain she would have to be picked up. So it's going to be sad not seeing her at trainings as much anymore. But definitely Lily Baxter is just the comedian. She she's quite funny. So I'm 31 and she's sort of 18 now. Um, and I just remember playing basketball and she used to play for the same team or the same club. And it was so cute because she was our mascot one time. So there's a cute photo of her and I where I'm like the basketball player and she's just like this really small little mascot. It's so sweet, like just how our ages are so far apart, but we're still playing together. Anyway, she is the comedian, the best dancer. Look, it's I don't know. I don't think I didn't go out with them, so I have no idea who danced the night away. I'd probably say surely Emily Brockhurst would be one of the dancers. And did you say the best singer?
Yep.
That's a good question. I'm gonna go with trying to think who I've heard singing. I'm gonna go with let's go with my sister, Sarah Moon.
Okay. So you mentioned about Lily Batson a moment ago. I guess it came back into full circle. Does she remember? Does she remember when she was a little mascot?
She does remember. She actually sent me the photo of us together. So her parents had it on their phone. It was so sweet. She's definitely like grown up. Like she's a full grown woman now. But back then it was just it's so sweet because I remember her being hilarious back then. Um and then just the cheekiness she has still is hilarious. So yeah, she does remember, definitely.
Do you have a pre-game superstition, ritual, or routine?
I'd probably say my routine is really just I literally sleep in until as late as I possibly can. So if our game's at like 2 o'clock, I'll sleep in till about 12 and then get up and go. So I'm a pretty like I'll just take it really easy that day. Superstition, not really. I don't have a superstition at all. I guess one thing is like I never really change my hairstyle. It's always up in a
Oh,
ponytail.
yes.
Um,
Yes.
so that's really my only like, routine. But there's quite a few photos where I'm playing and I've just got my hair right across my eyes. So I might have to change that up um this season. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll finish with these last two as well. Any good nicknames in the team we should know about?
Ooh. No, I don't. Oh, let me think. Look, some of the girls have their own little nicknames around each other. It's been so long, I just can't even remember. That there's not any I can think of apart from Tiffany King. People call her Tiffy, and
Oh,
she
yes.
hates that.
You
So,
mentioned that last year.
so that's one. Apart from that, like there's all these little nicknames that go on. Like someone calls Emma Charlton Benji. I don't know why. There's lots of little names and I have no idea why. I just call them by their names. I'm just the older, boring person.
Not at all. Not at all. And then a two-part question. The first part is you mentioned about your sister that plays in the sport for the team. Who's the better footballer?
Me, I'm sorry. It's definitely
Good,
me,
great answer.
but she's getting there. She's definitely getting her fitness. I think it for me it's just my height. Like there's not many tall people who can play footy. Well, actually there's quite a few tall people that can play footy, but um unfortunately it's just for me it's just I'm more of like I guess I'm just more versatile in the team because of my height. Whereas for her there's like quite a few people her height and sort of skill level. So definitely, unfortunately, it's me. Well, fortunately for me, it is me.
Love it. Love it. And then the last one, don't want to hype myself up a bit here, but obviously we've been following your amazing team this season. Obviously, you would have noticed that by our messages
Mm.
that we sent to you. How special to get a support from Melbourne?
Oh yeah, it's lovely. I think it's nice. I get messages from you. He like it feels amazing that people are actually watching from other states. But yeah, it's lovely to have those messages, especially when you're just about to go. I guess we're in the bus and then you get a message saying good luck today, rooting for you, that type of thing. It's really like uplifting and it makes you want to play hard just for the people that I guess we haven't met before, like face to face, but that kind of, support. It's lovely to get those messages.
Well, it is so awesome having you on the show. As I said in the intro, you are our favourite Panthers player, and I'm saying that hand to heart that you are our favourite Panthers player, and can't wait to next season. I keep promising yourselves that I'm coming over to watch your
Yeah.
games, but hopefully next year I'll definitely be coming over to watch you in action and especially down there at Noarlunga. And hopefully
Yeah.
it goes well for the 2026 season. Hopefully go for a three-peat.
A three-peat, yes, I hope so. Thanks so much, Will. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you when you come down.
So if you want to be involved there at South Adelaide and support the mighty Panthers in their quest for three-peats, of course, we'll put all the details up or just head to the South Adelaide details. There's more
Yeah.
on the show right after this. Don't go away. Here on the 15th year celebration.
My name is Soriah. I play for South Adelaide Football Club, and you're listening to Smash FM.